and political, but I think most of all, the impact of the regional conflict that have placed enormous strain on schools and on teachers alike. And so, from your own experience as a public school principal as well, what do you think teachers need most to feel supported and empowered when they're teaching in these crisis conditions? And another question would be, how do you see teachers contributing as well to peace building in their classrooms and in communities in actually a fraught situation and context like in Lebanon itself? So, over to you, Mana.
Okay, thank you. Um, it's a great honor to be here talking on behalf the teachers in the conflict areas in the Arabic region, unfortunately, from the other side of the world, to talk about the urgent challenges they face and the role they must play in shaping peace building education and crisis sensitive policies. First, let us be clear. Teachers are essential to safeguarding the right to quality education for children living in war, displacement, financial collapse, and humanitarian emergencies. And yet, the reality for too many teachers is one of the chronic financial precarity. Across South Sudan, Lebanon, Palestine, and many other countries, Education International recent research shows us that the financial state of teachers is nothing short of staggering. In South Sudan, for example, government teachers wait for months to receive salaries that range from just 3 to 58 US dollars per month, and 70% of the teachers are not even on the government payroll. In Lebanon, my country, hyperinflation and austerity have eroded the salaries of the teachers. The monthly income is no longer enough to cover the basic survival. In Palestine, protracted conflict has created persistent insecurity and instability in salary payments. The consequences of this crisis are profound. Delayed, irregular, and insufficient salaries undermine teacher performance, weaken teacher students, relationships, and disrupt classroom dynamics. Students' learning outcomes and safety suffer. Schools are closed, and teachers leave the profession altogether. We see teachers' attrition, demotivation, and a dangerous professionalization of teaching itself. And yet, despite of all this, teachers, especially women, continue to teach, to support their students, and to keep the right to education alive under the worst possible conditions while struggling for their own survival and that of their families. This reality raises the key question: why is it essential to involve teachers in shaping peace building education and crisis sensitive policies? Because teachers are not only implementers of policy, they are frontline peace builders. They are closet to learners, communities, and the daily realities of displacement and trauma. They carry the knowledge and lived experience that must inform national and global education responses. Their voices, their leadership, and global education is so important, and their agency are indispensable for policies that are truly responsive to crisis. So, the main question: what do we need to change? First, governments and donors must prioritize fair and timely teacher compensation, develop sustainable payment mechanism, and work together to make the recommendations of the high-level teacher panel a reality. And it was my honor to be a member of the high-level teacher panel, which held in New York. Second, we must recognize that teacher shortage will never be solved without targeted support to teachers in emergencies, ensuring their professional needs are met, their psychosocial well-being prioritized, and their labor rights respected. That includes reliable payroll system and decent working conditions. Third, the global community should urgently support the establishment of a global fund for teacher salaries. This would provide time-bound support to ensure sufficient, timely, and regular payment of working in crisis, affected context, or similar situation of vulnerability. Finally, we must, we must ensure inclusive social dialogue. Governments, representative teacher unions, and employers must sit together at the table to develop policies. And this is the dialogue must actively address diversity, especially the inclusion of women teachers and those working in the most fragile settings. Colleagues, the scale of this crisis is immense, but so too is the opportunity. Teachers are not only educators, they are community leaders, protectors, and peace building. If we are serious about building sustainable peace through education, then we must invest in teachers, invest in public education, respect their voices, and guarantee their right to decent work and fair pay. Teachers cannot continue to hold education systems together on sheer commitment alone. They need systemic support, urgent investment, and a seat at the decision-making table. And I want to end my word with this is the brochure that our colleagues in Portuguese publish it with Education International, and it's an important brochure to read. It's in English, in Arabic, in French, and in Spanish. Thank you.